Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. It's night 2 of the Queensland Summer Carnival this Saturday night at Albion Park. We've got 10 races, action getting underway at 6:13. Highlights include the JLL Christmas Cup, the Pride's Easy Feed Forever Gold for the mares. That race should be a cracker. And we've got the second round of heats of the Egmont Park Darrell Alexander Memorial Trotting Championship heat. So a good night of racing coming through. We're going to catch up with the likes of Hayden Barnes. We're going to speak with Ben Battle and Chris Geary. Hopefully they can steer us into a winner or two. And that's all coming up. Ben Battle joins us, and in the first race on Saturday night, Ben, you've got Kapow Shannon representing the stable. He's drawn 2 off the second row. On paper, that looks a pretty good draw for him.
Yeah, definitely, Chris. He's done a good job since joining the stable from down in New South Wales. He's won 2 out of his 4 or 5 starts he's had for us, and his form looks a little bit up and down, but I've been really happy with him of late, and hopefully he should run some sort of race from a good draw.
Unplaced last time out. What happened there?
I just had to lead up the 3 wide train. It sort of looked like he might sort of get a bit of cover, and it just didn't pan out that way for him, and it just had to make a run from too far out for his liking.
All right, 2,138 metres. You're drawn to follow out a good beginner, and there looks to be good frontline pressure, so that's going to suit you.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully the speed's on early, and we can track through somewhere and be handy at the start there, and hopefully be firing bullets late in the race.
All right, well, that's Kapow Shannon, race 1. We move across to race 6, one of the features on Saturday night, the Christmas Cup. Whiskey Blaze, he's the stable favourite. He's facing a second row draw like Kapow Shannon. How do you assess his chances here?
Yeah, it's a bit of a step up for him this week into sort of real free-for-all grade, but it's great that he sort of gets a chance to have a crack at the better races and a bit better money. But he's figure form probably doesn't look quite appealing, but I think he's been racing really well just of late, just not having a lot of luck, and you've just got to drive him for a bit of luck, but hopefully if he gets a bit, he can be in the finish as well.
Preferred distance, what is it for him? Is it the mile, the 21, or Saturday night's trip 2,600, or it doesn't really matter?
Well, this is his first go over the long trip of 2,600, but I've always found him that he can run a bit of a trip. He just driven nice and cold and quiet. He seems to be able to find the line over them longer trips, and that seems to suit him, and I should think that Saturday night's 2,600 trip should suit him down to the ground again, hopefully.
All right, well, 2 runners there on Saturday night. Both have good chances.
Yeah, hopefully they should both be somewhere close to the money with any luck.
We'll see you trackside.
Good on you. Thanks, Chris.
Chris Geary is now with us. Chris, I want to start with one of the features on Saturday night. You're driving invite only in the Forever Gold, a pickup drive, but this mare is in good form and she's drawn the front line.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. She, like you said, she's racing really, really well lately, and brought together a pretty nice field for that race. But like you said, she's got a good draw and been racing really well. So if she can push forward and get herself in a handy spot, I don't see why she wouldn't be thereabouts.
It is a good field, and a lot of the power's drawn the second row. And over the mile, that makes it difficult for them to get into the race. With you drawing the front row, and she is a mare with good gate speed, she should be able to settle nice and handy.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a little bit of speed drawn inside her, but I think it's Macy Jade, the way she got out, if she does everything right, probably has the speed to cross them. So, if she has enough speed to follow her across, she can put herself in a handy spot. And like I said, if she can be up the front and, they run a 52, 53 mile, it's hard for those ones off the back to get into the race. So, I'm fairly confident going into that one, yeah.
All right. This is your first drive behind this mare?
Yeah, definitely. From everything I've seen of her, she seems like, a quality mare, and I don't see why she wouldn't be more competitive in that sort of race.
Okay, let's go across to race 8. See You in Nashville. He's in terrific form. He shoots for a hat-trick of wins, and again he lands the inside gate, so he's going to take a power of beating.
Yeah, he's got quite lucky the last few weeks, with the barrier draws, and like you said, draws one again this week, and pretty similar field to I think what he's been racing. And I think a few of the main dangers have drawn out a little bit wider too. So he'll get his chance again, and he's like I said, he's racing really, really well. So he'll take a bit of beating this week, I'd say.
Yeah, he's building up a nice record at this track as well at Albion Park.
Yeah, definitely. He really likes the track there. He's probably not a horse that was suited to the racing at Menangle. He for whatever reason he just sort of never clicked too much there. But he really enjoys racing at Albion Park, and the track suits his racing style, and Jack's got him going really, really well.
All right, the last race, race 10. This is a heat of the DJA series. Just a bit noisy. On paper, the form doesn't read all that great, but he was unlucky last week, hard on their backs.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, his form probably doesn't look that great on paper. He was a little bit below par his previous runs before last week, and last week he felt really, really good. And like you said, he never really got a clear run late, and he'd done his best work over the last 150 metres and felt really strong. So if he can land himself in a good spot and have a little bit more luck in running this week, expect see him finish off really strong too.
Does the drop back in distance suit him, coming back from 26 to 21, or do you prefer him at the longer trips?
It's hard to say. I think Dougie's always had the opinion he likes the longer trips, and he follows the speed really well. So I don't think it'll be too much of a concern for him. But in saying that, he's still got that 10-metre handicap he's got to give away to a couple others. But if he's good enough and can find himself in the right spot, I think he'll be thereabouts.
It's a good book of drives for you on Saturday night. What's the early pick for you? What's the drive you're looking forward to most?
Oh, it's hard to say. I think I got a few good chances throughout the night, and a couple with good draws. But it's probably hard to go past CU in Nashville. Just comes up with the one again, and he's obviously racing in really, really good form. So he'd probably be my best drive of the night.
Righto, we'll cop the tip. Race 8, number 1. Appreciate the time.
No worries, thank you.
Hayden Barnes is now joining us, and we're going to start with the Forever Gold. You picked up a good drive here. Ballerina Carew. We saw this mare win last week. She was super sharp, and she's going to be a major player in this race.
Yeah, she will be. She's got that nice trail and draw there to the second row, and her win last week was really good from the front, run good time, and she's a very nice mare.
This is a good quality race, and as we know, the better mares are drawn off the second row. So that makes it tricky, in particular over the short trip, but given your draw, you're going to be in a pretty good spot early.
Yeah, my draw's probably better than all the others, so with that nice trail and draw, she'll be able to punch through and see where she ends up.
It's hard to win from those wide draws over the short trip at Albion Park. You go around a lot and you know how difficult it is. So some of these mares like Fame Assured, Takara Truffle, Jossie James, they're going to face a big challenge.
Yeah, they will, especially drawn where they are, and they're going to run probably 53 at worst, you would think, so that's going to make it even harder for them.
All right, let's talk about G Up Netty. This is your horse. You own and train this guy, and he's absolutely flying. He defied me last week. I thought there was a slight distance query with him, but he won so easily. He is at the peak of his powers.
Yeah, he does. I actually heard that on the radio, and I had a little laugh because I reckon he's better over the longer distance because he just keeps coming. So, no, he's definitely airborne at the moment. Hopefully he stays that way for the next 2 weeks.
Well, he comes back to the 2100 metres. All of his good winning form prior to last week was around this trip, so it just doesn't seem to matter what distance he runs at. He's just going super.
Yeah, he's going really good. The only worries the mile, but he doesn't race there, so that's even better. But yeah, he's 2100's really going to suit him as well, and he's only off that 10 metres, which is nice and handy for him.
Are you allowing yourself to look ahead to next week with the final? It's close, and you've got maximum points after last week. All things considered, you should end up with good points again on Saturday night. It's a $50,000 Group 1 the next week. So are you starting to look a little bit further down the track?
Not really. It's money in the bank, so as long as nice if he can win the next 2 weeks, it'll be even better. But nah, it's going to be nice.
Has he surprised you with the way he's turned around, or was that what you were expecting when you purchased him?
When I got him, I thought he'd do a pretty good job. It just sorted a couple of things out and got him back trotting nice, and he's gone leaps and bounds since.
All right, Lincoln Road in race 8. Drawn gate 3. There's speed to your inside and outside. How do you see this race unfolding?
Yeah, tip him will just slot in and have a nice cosy trip behind him. His last few have been really good, back to where he should be, and I was really happy with him last week. He just didn't get much luck early and had to go back and up the fence, but he's going a lot better than what his form actually reads.
All right, and give us a little bit of a lead in here with Gupta's Cullen in race 4. First up, come straight to Albion Park Saturday night, draws gate 3. Can we get a push for Gupta's Cullen?
No, this is just going to first look around and see what she can do. There's no races here for her where she could draw good, so I thought may as well put her in a Saturday night and see what she can do.
All right, it's a good solid book of drives for you again on Saturday night. What's the pick of them?
I'll have to stay with G Up Netty.
All right, we'll take the tip. We'll see you trackside.
Yep, thank you.
Looking for a best bet on Saturday night, I'm going to one of the features in the Forever Gold. I'm going to mark Fame Assured as the best bet on the program. This mare's absolutely flying. We saw her last week in the Be Good Johnny Sprint, hard on their backs running fourth. Against her own sex, so it's a class drop, but she's got to overcome a tricky draw off the second row. Kylie Rasmussen takes the drive. I think it'd be a fitting result to see Kylie win the Forever Gold. So I'm marking Fame Assured as the best bet. That's race 5, number 12.